In a world full of bad things, there are stories that make us believe in the goodness of people. One such story is about parents who forgive those who hurt their children, even when it seems impossible. These stories show us that love and forgiveness can overcome even the darkest times. The story we're about to tell is about a mother's love and her incredible ability to forgive. It all started with hope, but then something terrible happened, and the story turned into one of compassion and faith. In the summer of 1997, I received a call from my daughter, Sharika. She was over the moon because she had met someone special named Ray Caruth, who played for the Carolina Panthers at the time. She fell in love with him almost instantly. He had a captivating smile, a friendly personality, and he was fun to be around. I had no reason to disapprove of him, but little did I know what lay ahead. Before she even knew she was pregnant, their relationship had its ups and downs. Ray was quite the ladies' man, and their connection was far from stable. It was almost as if he had two personalities. One moment he seemed excited about the future, and the next he expressed concerns about having more children without his consent. You see, Ray already had a child from a previous relationship, and he felt overwhelmed. But Sharika had always dreamed of becoming a mother, and she was determined not to consider an abortion. November 16th was a significant date for them. It marked their first official date as a couple once again. Sharika believed their relationship had taken a big step forward. She couldn't help but wonder if this evening might even lead to a proposal. Then, everything changed in an instant. It was a terrifying day that I'll never forget. Sharika and I were both shot. Panic and confusion washed over me as I tried to piece together the events of that day. I made an appointment with a sense of urgency, but the details of getting dressed and driving to the hospital are a blur. I can only recall arriving at the hospital and the painful realization that Ray was not with us. In those anxious moments, I tried to reach out to him through calls and text messages, desperately trying to convey the dreadful news that Sharika had been shot and was undergoing surgery. They were preparing for an emergency cesarean section, and I implored him to rush to the hospital. However, when he eventually arrived, he did so in the company of another couple and a woman. My heart sank because he never inquired about Sharika's condition, our son's well-being, or how any of us were holding up. I can still remember the long walk to the neonatal unit, and when I finally laid eyes on Chancellor, my heart melted. Despite the tubes and wires attached to him, he was the most beautiful sight I had ever seen. The doctors, however, delivered devastating news. They believed Chancellor wouldn't survive because he had cerebral palsy, and the extent of brain damage was significant. Throughout this ordeal, I held steadfast in my belief that God was in control. The incident that unfolded on Ray Road in southeast Charlotte, where 24-year-old Sharika Adams was shot while driving around 12:30 a.m., left us all in shock. She was heading into town when someone fired 4 shots through her driver's side window. It was a cruel act that left her fighting for her life, and she was carrying the child Ray and Sharika had both longed for. The investigation into this terrible crime led to Ray Caruth, Sharika's boyfriend and a wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. He had told the police that he did not wish to be interviewed. We hoped and prayed that justice would swiftly prevail, holding those responsible for endangering the lives of our child and grandchild accountable. The situation became increasingly dire, and the doctors made the difficult decision to place Sharika into a coma for 28 days. It was a heart-wrenching choice, but I made it with a sense of peace because I knew that Sharika's presence lived on through Chancellor. Her legacy would not be in vain. Then, on December 15, 1999, the police received a tip that Mr. Caruth was staying at a motel. They discovered him hiding in the trunk of a Toyota in the motel's parking lot. This tragic and complex journey had only just begun. Sharika's strength and Chancellor's resilience would inspire us all to navigate the challenging road ahead. The case of Sharika wasn't what this was about. It was more about Ray and his behavior, which some might describe as inappropriate. But honestly, we still don't quite understand why we're here talking about this. The fact is, someone lost their life. Sharika had so many dreams and hopes for her future, especially as she was about to turn 25. She had her whole life ahead of her, and she was also expecting a child. It's heartbreaking to think that all of those dreams were taken away from her. However, amidst this terrible tragedy, there is something remarkable about Sharika. She kept a pregnancy journal, and in it, she wrote down every little detail. She talked about how Ray parked his car in a really secluded area, and she even mentioned her suspicions that someone had been in her apartment. It's incredible how her words match up with what Van Watkins testified about, how he had taken money from Ray to harm her. And when I say harm, I mean something truly terrible. Ray Carruth is facing some severe charges, like firing a gun into a crowded place, using a weapon with the intention to harm a pregnant woman, and conspiring to take someone's life. However, he's not being charged with actually causing the death of the unborn child. It's like Sharika's words are speaking to us from beyond the grave, helping us understand what might have happened. In my opinion, forgiving someone is a choice we make, not just a feeling that comes and goes. There were moments when I had to make that choice over and over again. I pray for Ray every single day, hoping that he realizes the enormity of his mistake and chooses a different path. My hope is that he turns away from his past and allows God to use his life to help others. But even if he doesn't, it's not about him. It's about Chancellor, Sharika's child. Chancellor has been a source of endless joy since the day he was born. He always has a smile on his face, and he truly is a miracle. Whenever anyone around me questions the existence of God or wonders about his goodness, I simply point to Chancellor and say, "Look, there's your answer. He's like an angel, my little miracle boy." God's presence was felt throughout this whole ordeal. He was there when Sharika somehow found the strength to drive herself to safety after being shot 4 times. Even when she was desperately honking her car horn to get help, she was hit by bullets, but she didn't give up. She managed to call for assistance, reach the hospital, and give birth. She even survived for 28 days after the attack. It was nothing short of a miracle, a testament to God's unwavering love and protection. They say that God will never leave us or forsake us, and I can attest to that. I'm incredibly thankful for His presence throughout this ordeal. Instead of burying Sharika, they planted her, allowing her to keep growing in our hearts and memories. She lives on through Chancellor, a beautiful reminder of the strength of a mother's love and the power of faith. As this very moving story comes to a close, we are reminded of the important lesson it teaches us all. Through the hard times this family has been through, we have seen how strong love is, how strong a mother's heart is, and how faith can get us through even the worst times. Sharika's mother's unflinching love for her daughter, her amazing ability to forgive, and her strong faith have shown us that love can win over hate, kindness can win over bitterness, and forgiveness can banish anger, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy. This moving story is a powerful lesson that life can throw us heartaches and problems we didn't expect, but it's these problems that make us stronger and shape our character. In the worst times, our ability to love, accept, and believe in God is what can help us get better and heal. We have seen the amazing strength of the human spirit through Chancellor's amazing journey. He has become a symbol of hope and a testament to the power of resolve, even though he has had to deal with huge problems. Chancellor's story shows us that we can beat odds that seem impossible to overcome if we have unshakable support and believe in ourselves. There is a lot of pain and suffering in the world, but this story shows how to heal and start over. It shows how important it is to pick love over hate, healing over anger, and hope over hopelessness. It tells us all to find the strength to get through hard times and believe in the power of love and healing to change things. Let us remember these important lessons as we think about Sharika's family's journey. We should always remember that there is hope, no matter how bad things get. Have faith that love can mend broken hearts, forgiveness can heal wounds, and faith can lead to better days. In the end, this story makes us want to be nicer, more caring, and more willing to forgive others. It helps us remember that what we do can make the world a better place and change people's lives. Let's remember these lessons and try to show love, forgiveness, and hope in the world around us. Thank you for being a part of this amazing journey. Please like, comment, and follow to our channel to help tell stories that give people hope, strength, and the belief that they can always win. The world can be a better place to live if we all work together.